Hi guys, Ryan here from thepiratbanker.com. Just going to do a quick recap for gold and crude oil. I'll start with gold. Just show you what I'm seeing here. So we've seen another leg up today. We've got 3 days of one time framing higher now. Yesterday was a balance day and we just broke away from this balance and tested above the previous day's high. Yesterday we can pretty much merge the previous 2 days together because we were just inside day on the previous day, and we just filled in some volume in the middle of this profile pretty much. Just you can see this sort of double distribution almost from this day, where we sort of see some balance come in, break out, more balance, and just continue to trade higher. And we had this sort of low usage area, and we just came in and filled this in. So inside day from yesterday, but obviously we do pay attention to this reference of this balance. So on today we just basically came down, just tested the value area low, we just found offer, broke up, and continued to sort of all one time frame higher into the pit open. And if we look at this yesterday's value areas, and we just opened up and we just rotate from the previous point of control down to the value area low, found off a sort of destination trade, and the market becoming balanced and broke out of the previous day's range, out of this balance area, and we just see rotations higher as the market was in balance to the buy side. Tested above that previous high here, and you can see where the market it was hesitational, and we see sellers and short and long liquidation coming into the market here as targets were getting filled. The value caught up with price, and we see this last sort of leg up, and the market came into balance. So in the time I sort of was looking at this morning and into the gold pit open at 8:20, we were just sort of out of balance to the buy side, and we just saw this sort of last leg up up here with sort of nothing to really do. The market came back into value, and I just took a mean reversion trade, similar setup to the other day, but very similar actually. It's pretty much exactly the same trade from Monday. So on Monday, this is the mean reversion I took here back down to the mean, so just very similar trade, and market behaviour, we're just in this imbalance and then just reversion to the mean. So just looking at a couple other things here in regards to higher time frames and other things. Still looking very rotational here on multiple time frames. Start with the monthly here. You can just, as I said the other day, we're just seeing lots of just rotational behaviour, and we've rotated up now to the developing value area higher here, so it'll be interesting to see if we're going to see rotations back down. And you can see the sort of the main sort of volume cluster has been traded below the 1300s with a sort of the highest point of control at sort of 91s. So we are starting to fill in some higher volume here, and you can see some high volume low building at the 1307s. So there is obviously an interest in this price at the minute, and see where we go from there now. So as I said, still very rotational, but if we look at this week's developing value, we did see start of the week, obviously we just came back in accepted value. We found offer at the developing value area low, and we pretty much put in a destination trade to the other side of value here now, and the market's pulling value up, so we're seeing price pull value up, and so slight imbalance here. Be interesting to see what happens here, and we can clearly see when we pull back there was buyers at these developing value area highs, and we have seen a breakout of the initial balance now, and it does look like we're trying to reject the initial balance for this week. So interesting to see what happens here. We've got a very active day economics tomorrow. Lots of news out. Got a whole day packed with news, so I'm expecting something to happen here tomorrow on gold. As you can see, for the last couple of weeks we've just been very rotational, and we've kind of got brackets and brackets inside brackets. Just quickly draw this. We've got sort of overall sort of high bigger bracket, macro bracket, and then you've got the next sort of macro bracket, and then we've got the real micro sort of bracket we've been trading in. So we've just seen a rotation pretty much to the higher here, and you can see this sort of triple top area here where we found some sellers before. So just very rotational at the minute, and so let's have to see where we continue to go from here. But as I said, very rotational. If I just quickly show you the current composite that I've put together here. I mean, I've got a couple of composites that I'm looking at, but I mean, the one yesterday, I mean, this is the current trade, which is in this bracket that I've just shown you, the larger time frame bracket here. So the high of sort of 32s and the lows of sort of 70s, I suppose, just round it up to make things easy. And this is the current sort of distribution balance area we've been in. And yesterday we opened just up above this point of control. I'm just going to squash this together a little bit. We opened in this sort of this area here. We rotated down to the mean price, the real high volume area at 92s, and we pretty much found offer back up to the value area high of this current composite, and basically into this low usage low volume node area. Sort of came up, and once we sort of hit this area, we just pretty much just filled in some volume here and balance for the rest of the day. So interesting to see that. I mean, as you can see, just rotations up, and then we just filled in volume in this upper low usage area. So obviously I'm going to merge that together now. And also, if we look at the higher time frame composite, which I've merged a lot together, a lot more sort of TPOs together, just to see exactly the same sort of thing. It's very similar. And the current composite, sort of longer term volume composite, I mean, we're just basically seeing, I mean, this was a lot more, this has a lot more of a low usage area here, and as we've been just seeing rotations in here, we start to feel some volume in here and repair this area on this longer term composite, which also is interesting. And if we break away from here, then we expectation is to come up to this low volume usage area and sort of this 1730 area, and obviously to the downside we've got a real area, sort of protruding area at the 1242. So obviously depending on which way we break out here and we find some direction, these are the sort of two areas that I'm looking at rotations to. Just going to I mean, the quarterly Vwaps and the yearly are all just, like I said, the same as Monday. We were just at this quarter's developing value area higher, so similar to the monthly, just very rotational. So until we break out here, there's no point going into too much detail. I'm just going to touch base on crude quickly here and to show you guys what's going on. I mean, today we see this sort of 3-4 day balance, or 4 day balance in this area, and we broke out of this balance yesterday. I mean, we opened gap up, we came down, tested the 4 day balance, and we found offer away from this area. So we closed out very bullish yesterday, with not real much excess at the high, and obviously nothing much to reference. And today we opened gap up, and we just auctioned higher into this sort of open gap area up here. And we just finding support at this where we see the open gap in the RTH session from here. So quite interesting that we see this happen, and you can see off the open we just pretty much saw an open test drive. It's almost an open auction where we pretty much just found offer off of the open, and you can see the big period in D where good oil inventories came out today, and just sort of rotational for the rest of the day. I mean, quite a sort of P-shaped profile going on here, so see what continues to happen. But as you can see, this week has been very imbalanced to the buy side, and we, pretty much so imbalanced we just rode the 1.5 standard deviation all the way up, and then came to the sort of second IB extension, which was this sort of previous value area high here, this sort of naked value area that we've seen before, and we've seen some support come in here, or resistance ahead, and we've seen a pullback to value here. So interesting to see what happens. But I mean, if we look at also the current monthly, we've just seen a nice destination trade move out here, and we were very out of balance, and pretty much waiting for value to catch up with price here. So I mean, the edge of value is obviously at 101.22s, and we're trading at $102 a barrel. So got a good sort of 70 ticks for value to catch up here. So interesting again to see what happens as we continue to see this market develop higher. Just some interesting things to note as well is the fact that we tested this quarter's developing value area higher here, and this is where the market sort of got stopped in its tracks, and also some more confluence. We hit this last year's value area high, and we're back up to the high of this year's Vwaps, developing value area high. So see if we can come up and clean this sort of poor area up here up, and we'll go from there, I suppose. I mean, still very quite rotational in this market, and if we do break out above this level, then we could see a new year high put in for crude oil. Pretty much think I'm just going to leave it at that for today. Not much more to touch base on here, and the S&P is very. We've just seen just grinding higher. I mean, we just tested the 1.5 standard deviation here, and as we made a new market higher, we just basically saw no volume put in on that day, and not much action. And today we've just seen some more bearish price action from this new year high and this 1.5 standard deviation on this quite rotational market at the minute. So interesting to see what happens here, but the expectation would be a pullback to the developing value area high, and we're looking pretty flat on this at the minute, so a breakdown of this would be to the mean and this previous low and the value area low here at 17.95. So see if we can get the sellers on board here, or we're going to continue to find offer here. Anyways, I think I'll leave it at that for the minute. Like I said, a lot of economic news out tomorrow, so be aware of that, and good luck, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Take care, goodbye.